would help if I unmuted my microphone. It's time for Dirt 3 again. The second of our Dirt 3 career mode streams. I had a blast playing this game last week. You guys who were already here watching, I know I've already seen some very familiar names in the chat, which is awesome to see. You guys know I love this game. I preach for it. I talk about how it's possibly the best dirt game, in my opinion, ever made. I just love this game. I just think it's really, really good. So last week I decided to start a new career mode on the Traxion channel. And I must say, I had an absolute blast. So much of a blast that, you know, I just have to see the series through. We have to get through a Dirt 3 career. And we're going to be doing more streaming on the channel, as I've mentioned in the last few weeks, where possible. So maybe we'll have 2 streams most weeks rather than 1. Obviously, it changes week for week, so I can't give you any guarantees. But I want to do more regular streaming, and that means, of course, we can revisit some series a bit more often and try and get through a bit more series without having to move on to something else super quick. So here we are. We're back on Dirt 3 for a second week. And the beautiful Dirt 3 menus, of course. Vice or NY Vice, nice. The reason I say that is because I didn't know if NY stood for New York, because normally people say NY is New York. So I was like, should I call you NY Vice? Vice works as well. Brilliant. Thank you for the info. Now, as I said I would do, I haven't touched the Dirt Tour mode. So since we played this game last, a week ago, if we head into Dirt Tour, you'll see that we haven't done anything since we did our Gymkhana. Or not Gymkhana, sorry, our Battersea Compound sort of first section. We got 23 out of 23 in Zone 1, so we completed that. It is for New York. Oh, nice. Got you. Makes sense. All right, good for the context. I've wanted to ask you that so many times, and I keep forgetting. Just my sieve of a brain. So we're through Season 1. We didn't complete every event in Season 1, but we've obviously got gold in the final. We can still obviously get more reputation points in some of these events, but that's not the aim of this playthrough. We're not looking for absolute perfection. Maybe in future I can finish it off fully, but the idea of this playthrough is to experience the game in a natural way, play through it to its finale, and see what the whole experience has to offer. So there you go, Season 2. Let's get underway. So as you can see, we've got nothing in the second of our blocks, and we've also got nothing in the first of our blocks. I can't even read that. Smith Optius, Ram Race, Rampage. I was reading the yellow and white text as 2 words. It's 1 word. It's Rampage. Okay, we're gonna start there then. Natural point to begin with. Thousand Lakes Crown Rally in Finland. 2 stages, both a mile long. 3 different rally classes. So we'll just pick a car that we maybe didn't drive last time. Let's see what offers we've got. So S2000 we drove a few times. We drove the Punto, we drove the 207, so we'll probably go for something else. 90s we also drove a Kicker Racing Celica. I think we also drove this, did we drive something else? Can't remember if we drove the Coney Escort, I don't think so. So 90s is definitely an option, and then we've got the open rally class, which is our Garmin Subaru, Colin McRae R4, that's maybe what we're going to have to pick. Evo 10 as well, Castrol R4, Ford Fiesta Open Texaco. Look at the stats on these things. These are beasts. I think we're going to go for the Castrol Racing Colin McRae R4, which is, of course, the kind of car designed by Colin McRae, carrying his name. And the timing of it was pretty tragic. But, yeah, I guess it's like a nice little piece of history, really, that car. Never competed on a high level. No worries, Terry. Good luck in your race. All the best. You can tell me after you finish your race what you're racing. That'd be cool.
The rain's made the track pretty slippy. Only someone like you would thrive in these conditions.
Wet stage at Finland. Gonna be slippery. But we've got a beautiful Castrol McRae R4. Pause the music. And as you may remember, we are running custom experience, but everything's full. So full damage, all assists are off, and the difficulty is maximum as well. So we're giving ourselves a proper challenge. The bonus objective for 150 extra rep is finishing at 77 miles per hour or faster. So let's dive in and give it a go. Trying to remember my button configurations. I do have a few extra things I want to talk about revolving around this Dirt franchise. Now that I've had a week, and you may have noticed there was a career mode video that went live on the Traxion channel yesterday. So if old racing game career modes are something that interests you, something that I think single player experiences are sort of not as well catered for in modern gaming, it has to be said, with racing games specifically. And if it's something that interests you, I'd highly recommend checking out our best ever career modes video, which launched yesterday. But making that video had me playing a few different things and has given me a couple of opinions that I think you'll find interesting, given how much I valiantly defend Dirt 3 when you talk about competition. How's it going? We don't know because we're the first car on track, so we have no idea what position we're in. Just gotta keep it pinned and do my best. Fairly straightforward stage, we just don't know how pace is. It's obviously very difficult on this difficulty level. You have to be perfect to win, or near perfect, and this stage has maybe been a little bit safe, trying to get back into the rhythm. So let's just see what happens when we cross the line. Oh, that's one way to finish. Oh, great, 8th, and we're upside down. Stylish finish. We're miles off it, 131.7 compared to a 26.9, so oofed. Good style points, yes. Not good for our championship aspirations, it must be said. We're behind Mohammed Ben Sulayem again. What a nightmare. Welcome, Mobile Lemur 53. Welcome back. Good to see you again. Hope you're doing well today. I have more real racing on the agenda this weekend. I'm heading down to Wales, actually, pretty much straight after the stream, to be honest. When the stream finishes, I am finishing up for the day, grabbing my bags, and I'm heading to Wales for a round of the British Sprint Championship. So I'm going to be taking part in our new 4 single-seater that we're racing this year. And yeah, driving around Anglesey against the clock to try and beat, some of the fastest single-seaters in the UK. It's pretty fun. Looking forward to it. Hopefully the weather's nice and we get some nice dry running. And I absolutely love Anglesey as a circuit, so I cannot wait to haul a single-seater around there again. Yeah, great to hear, Mobile Lemur. Yeah, I'm good, thank you. I'm just very excited about the weekend. I'm looking forward to getting some fresh air and being around the paddock in Anglesey, getting the sea breeze as well. Anglesey Circuit in Wales is right on the coast, and it's just a magical place. So it'll be nice to spend a weekend there. I'll be home very late on Sunday, and it means that I'll be pretty tired at the start of next week, but it'll be good. It'll be well worth it, of course, to get out there and drive and race a single-seater, so exciting. Stage 2. Let's go. If any of you watching this stream caught our career mode video from last night, I'd be keen to hear your thoughts as well on if there are any other games that we didn't mention that you think deserve a space on the list. Of course, there were plenty of great career modes we didn't mention, simply because we just can't cover all of the good career modes in racing games. We tried to just pick some standouts, but there are, of course, other standouts that we didn't mention that do deserve a mention, so always keen to hear everyone's thoughts. Right, basically I need to be absolutely on it here, like full risk and everything, just to try and carry speed in order to try and make up even just a few positions here. But normally we go better on stage 2 than we went on stage 1. That's kind of been the tale so far in the rallying. Okay, we've got our objective. Don't think we got our finishing objective last time. That entire section was flat out, yet we somehow lost time, so maybe the R4 isn't the best in a straight line.
60. Keep left over crest. And right 3. Left 3. Into left 3 plus.
Sorry, fence.
Right 4.
No, I'm 4th now.
Keep right over crest. Care. Left 4 very long. Opens over crest. Keep in.
It's not going to be a great result here, guys. If I can just sneak up into maybe 5th, that's possibly the best we can do here overall. Don't know where we finished the stage. 4th on the stage, so yeah, it's going to be definitely worse than 4th overall because we were last in the first stage. And the gaps are pretty small, so I reckon we're going to be like 5th or 6th. 7th. Oofed. So close. I mean, the gaps are nothing from maybe 4th down to 8th, but bad start. Very challenging. Very challenging. Oh, nice one, Thierry. Well done. What game are you playing, Thierry? Pretty poor driver rep. Still level 8, but that's fine. We'll do better. We'll see what's next. 10 points. Oofed. Okay, well, let's try the Vaxi Sprint Classic, which is our first Trailblazer. Yes, Trailblazer as a discipline is sort of stage rally. It's kind of Pikes Peak, right? It's stage rallying, but with no co-driver, no pace notes, and extreme aero vehicles.
Okay. Trailblazers,
Kind of like hill climbing and sprints, but on dirt.
Taking place on long, wide open tracks.
Or tarmac.
You've got the perfect canvas to make your mark with the ultimate in off-road racing machines. Taming these lightweight vehicles is no easy feat, so make sure you're always on the right side of control. Just like rally, the races are point-to-point with the times added across stages, so being the fastest driver is a good strategy for success.
So the Genesis labeled Hyundai, which is, of course, as we talked about last time, it's almost like the early kernels of what would become Genesis as a brand, and obviously their venture into WEC, which starts this weekend. They're on track now at Imola, which is really cool. We're going to start though with a classic class within the Trailblazer discipline, which means we won't be able to drive that crazy Hyundai. We'll have to wait. We'll have to drive something a bit older, but the options are amazing. So you've got a Toyota Tacoma with 800 brake horsepower and less weight than the car we just drove. That's awesome. You've got the Quattro S1 Pikes Peak, 600 horsepower, a bit more weight. The Slime Motorsport Tacoma. So these are all like Pikes Peak specials. The Fidanza 405, and then the Brembo Toyota Tacoma. I think I'm going to drive the Toyota, and we're going to go with Brembo Racing Team, the special first offer. This car is an absolute weapon. Why were you having to short shift, Terry? Was it because you were spinning the rear wheels, or was it fuel saving, or?
Last time out, you played it safe at the back of the pack. Feel for the edge of grip to extract the maximum potential of the car, and today will be a piece of cake.
Okay, our Aussie friend has not insulted me there, but he's very much aware that we finished near the back and has given me some advice, so fair play. It's good to know that that's a bit dynamic and they actually know your results, if that makes sense. Right, no co-driver, so I'm just fully relying on, I don't even know, luck, maybe? Let's see what happens. We're going to go for it. Fuel saving, cool. Yeah, I often, on GT7, I love those races where you can really play around with fuel maps and things like that. I find that element quite enjoyable. Alright, look at this Toyota. Massive Venturi tunnels. And it's tarmac, so it's basically, I mean, this is kind of like a hill climb in a way. But not up a hill. Oh, we're on gravel now. That didn't last long, it's Finland after all. Okay, so we've got more downforce, no co-driver. Absolute full concentration required to keep this beast tamed. We've hit our objective, it's a good start. More tarmac. Got our spectators running out the way. I wouldn't run. I would definitely run out the way if I were them as well. Try and get back into the Dirt 3 physics mode. Nice. I'm trying to judge my speed based on where the different icons are on the left-hand side, which is your competitors, and where the gaps are. If the gap's small behind me, it means I'm not doing a good job. That's how I'm gauging it, and right now I think I'm doing a medium job. But let's keep pushing. 2 stages, of course, longer stages, but higher speed. I mean, it's saying it longer. We're only a minute and a half in, and I'm about to get to the finish line. What an amazing car, though. 7th? Come on. Ooh, it's getting harder. I don't know if that's just a reflection on the fact that it's Season 2, but it's getting challenging. Let's have a quick look at the replay, just to show you this car in action, because we're obviously racing from, like, bonnet cam. Rotate that round a little bit. I mean, just beautiful machinery. There I am, or is it John Armstrong? Central cockpit position as well. Seat right in the middle, which is cool. What a beast. But we're only 1.8 off the lead. But I thought I pushed it through there. I think 5th place is a 26.9. I'm a 27.1, so I'm 2/10 off of 5th. I mean, I'll do my best. Hey, Acid Fuel, how's it going? Appreciate that from Joaquina? Or Joaquin? Awesome. Yeah, that is a worthy purchase. If you can get a PS3 on the cheap and you can play all these dirt games, it's so worth it. Absolutely. What a beast. And Road to Racers here as well. Welcome along. Big fan of the game. I love it too. And this is where my not controversial whatsoever, but this is where I need to make a little bit of an admission. When I was capturing, obviously, for my career mode video, which we released yesterday on the channel, part of that was obviously playing Dirt 3, which I played on stream last week and captured for. But I also played more Dirt 2 and captured for that, because I think general public consensus puts Dirt 2 maybe a little bit ahead of Dirt 3, and I've always argued that I actually think Dirt 3 is the best because I prefer Dirt 3. And I wasn't sure if that was more just my personal nostalgia or if it's just the gameplay. I think what it is Dirt 3's early gameplay feels a little bit more varied and a little bit more enjoyable. Having played Dirt 2 again a bit more and got a bit further into the game and done, reminded myself of some of those later events and just more of the alternative disciplines and the alternative locations, I'm actually... basically I had an amazing time on Dirt 2, and I was like, okay. I don't know if I can continue to say that Dirt 3 is clearly the winner for me and Dirt 2 second. I don't know. I enjoy them both, and I thought Dirt 2 really, really stood up well, as does Dirt 3, but it's right up there. So that was my my little admission for you guys, because I need to be honest when I have a change of heart, or if I make an argument and then I find that I disagree later. But yeah, it's close. They're both amazing. Let's just say that. Oh, you missed Dirt 2. Okay, so Road to Racer. Basically, I had the same thing when I was younger, right? I missed Dirt 2 when I was younger, which is probably why I'm more towards Dirt 3. I've played Dirt 2 since, but Dirt 3 has that nostalgia thing for me, which I maybe don't have as much with Dirt 2. I do have with like Colin McRae and stuff like that. Colin McRae Dirt and the original ones. So, yeah, it's just basically why when you get your PS3, you'll be able to enjoy Dirt 2 for the first time. And yeah, maybe not as good at the start of the game, but once you get into it a bit deeper, yeah, it's great. DTM Race Driver on the CRT, excellent. That's the perfect Friday afternoon. DTM Race Driver is Toka Race Driver 3, right? Amazing. Oh, thank you so much for the sub. Very much appreciated. Yeah, we're always on the dirt wagon. We will continue to be on the dirt wagon. Maybe we'll do a Dirt 2 playthrough at some point as well. That'll be fun. Okay. Kota 2 on my Steam Deck. Glad it made your list. The cutscenes are unhinged. Yeah. So many. There's so many games that weren't on the list as well that we could have talked about forever. I've got a beat at 147 for my sponsor rep, so let's do that, and I'll just push like mad and try and make up. I mean, I'm 7th again somehow. I was trying to think of what game you meant, but I assumed you meant Toka 2 because of the cutscene part. That's more though like that's gonna go in our story mode video rather than career mode really, because it feels more like a story, even though the actual gameplay is very similar to Dirt 3, to Toka Race Driver 3. You know what I mean? Right, full commitment. Oh, that's a big bump. Nope. Right, we're gonna have to use a flashback. I said I was going to push. I would let the crash play out for fun, but then we've got less of a chance to save it from the flashback, so I'm being a little bit cautious on when we pause the game to use it. Okay. There we go. Just need to hit the apex and we're fine. Bit of a lift. We're getting splits this time though. 4th on the first split. Jeez, this is competitive. Big bumps on the inside. Come on, come on, come on. Not great. Scrappy. 6th now. Someone's retired just up round this corner. There they are on the left. I just need to get better at this game to beat the hardest difficulty, I think. Some events, as we discovered last week, though, are harder than others, you know? That should be, come on, surely gains. Still 5th. Maybe we need to start playing around with car setups and stuff. I don't really know what direction to go with that, though. Right, come on. It's going to be 5th, isn't it? 6th. Oh dear. Yeah, I am getting force feedback on the Simucube. 6th place. Deary me. What does that put us overall? 5th? 6th. Another poor result. Poor rep. We're going to have to up our game to get more rep points here. I'm going to stick to the difficulty. I want to, you know... We're in this for the challenge. Don't want to make it too easy. But we do get plenty of rep for our sponsor objectives as well. And now we get Kenwood Racing. Excellent. So we've got a new sponsor. New cars will be available to drive with the Kenwood livery. But we only get 15 championship points. We need 15 to unlock the next one, the DC. But we've already unlocked the rally event at the end, so we can still get more points from these. Okay, so next up is Land Rush, which I think we did pretty well at Land Rush last week. So hopefully we can replicate some results. 3 laps of Eagle Hill Loop. We're in the trucks. Dalek Foda off-road. I think we're going to go with the Dalek Foda car. Just for the looks. It is getting hard, Thierry. It's definitely getting hard. So, no love for Dirt 4, says GOGT6.
You've really been getting knocked around out there. Why don't you lower the difficulty or add some assists?
Excuse me. Why don't I add some assists? Give me a break. What a rubbish engineer. No confidence. I'm going to answer that question on Dirt 4 in a second. Philo is also doing a playthrough. Amazing. So you'll be suffering from some of the same pain, or maybe you're watching me thinking, what on earth are you doing? You idiot. You're driving like an absolute buffoon. That might be the case. Either way, it's I'm struggling so far with the 2 events this week. Maybe I just need to get back into the rhythm, but I got better last week, and I was able to get pretty good results most of the time. So there you go. Let me get back to that question, though. No love for Dirt 4. Objectively speaking, I think Dirt 4 is a good game, and based on the comments in our career mode video, so many of you were talking about how much you love Dirt 4. We've already had like multiple comments about Dirt 4. Now, I actually have always been critical of Dirt 4, and maybe it's unfair, but Dirt 4 came after Dirt Rally, the original, which came after Dirt 3. So I think we had peak Dirt 2, Dirt 3, Dirt Rally. That was peak of the Dirt Rally, sorry, it was peak of the kind of fun Dirt franchise. Then Dirt Rally tried something totally different, and you went, wow, this is like a proper, you know, hardcore rally experience. This is amazing. And I was really hoping that Dirt 4 would be like that, but with injecting more fun into it. And instead, to me, it felt like neither. It felt like it was a bit more accessible, so it had slightly more kind of accessible handling than Dirt Rally. Probably still better than Dirt 3, let's be honest. But it missed out on the fun. To me, it didn't have the same energy. The music was really good in that game, but the sort of style of it just wasn't there. I was so excited for the stage creation thing, where it would generate kind of unique stages each time, and they just looked all the same. They looked bland, even though they were different. The corners it almost felt like just the same corner over and over again with different angles, so they didn't have character. And also, the game didn't perform well on my PC at the time. So Dirt Rally performed perfectly, other Dirt games performed perfectly, but Dirt 4 didn't. So it was one of the few games where I actually refunded it, because I just wasn't enjoying it, which is crazy. And lots of people say the Dirt 4 career mode is one of the best. So I honestly think it's I had a bad experience with Dirt 4, simple as that. So I've always carrying that with me. But clearly lots of people loved it. So I don't know if that's an age thing. Maybe they didn't experience the other games, or maybe their performance was better. I don't know. But yeah, not the game for me. And that's fine. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. Someone else said something. Oh yeah, Road to Racers just started Colin McRae Rally 2.0. What a game that is. Now, that is very old compared to these games, and obviously way more simplified now when you look at it today. But the gameplay experience of that is superb. Like, the difficulty level spot on, the handling, it's really simple. Even with a keyboard, that game is amazing to play, and just really, really fun. Obviously nowhere near as in-depth as these and exciting as these games are that are more modern, but for the time, and given, you know, what the technology was at the time, those games are really good, and they still stack up really well. So you have to like playing old retro games, though, to be interested in that kind of stuff. Right, I'm going to have a sip of water, and then we're going to take on this Land Rush. Nice, Thierry. Yep, I can understand that. I think it's got the most... Dirt 2's got the best atmosphere. I think it's got the most buzz about it. I'm definitely up for doing a Dirt 2 career at some point. Plenty of other games to explore, of course, but definitely keen to do that. Okay. Let's try and win this then. We'll go chase cam for these races, just for a better view of the action. Oh, okay, AI are crashing. That's good. Let's try and get a win under our belt. We really need the championship points. I was good at this circuit in Season 1. Sneak to the inside. Oh, too much inside. Leave a little bit of room. Right, I think we're through. Let me get back into my get back into my physics zone for Land Rush, because I'm doing the same thing as I do when I haven't played this game for a week and I pick it up for the first time, which is turn too early into the corners and forget that it's a kind of accessible handling model in chase cam, so it's not gonna, the car is gonna be a bit more direct than I would expect. So I've just got to be a bit more patient and a bit smoother with my inputs, probably. There we go. That's it. Touch the handbrake. Nice. We'll go with the bonnet again. Right, P1, lap 1. Oh no. Oh, horrible slide. Love the big jumps into banked corners. I've got someone down the inside, I think. Big jumps into banked corners are just really satisfying. I'm going to assign some buttons to look left and look right as well, because I want to be able to look to my side. Nope, 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 nope. Wall. I think that's P2. Oh. Don't enter a jump looking backwards, though. I'm driving horrendously. I fully acknowledge that. This race, I don't know how I'm winning, because I have driven awfully. I've missed all my apex. I'm not getting good exits. I'm not carrying speed. I'm not seeing corners. I'm going all over the place in jumps. It's been shocking. This is why we stick to this difficulty level, despite my engineer telling me literally to turn on the assists and lower the difficulty because I didn't win 2 races. I mean, who does he think he is, honestly? Has he not been on this whole journey with us? He's not seen us win all these events? Have a little bit of faith. That's more like it. Momentum. In fact, I'm going to forget to assign controls, so I'm actually going to try and do it now. Hang on. Can I do this mid-race? Yes. Is there a look left? Yeah. I'm going to do a flashback button as well. Which I'll forget, by the way. What button am I going to do? Not that one. I didn't press anything. No, I didn't press anything. There we go. I'm going to forget that button. Just saying that now. I've got a look back button. Okay, we're good. We'll continue. The HUD. Oh, in which game, Jerry? In Dirt 2. Right, my look right and look left are now working. Easy. Easy win. Okay, good. Some points on the table then. Am I speaking too soon? I don't think so. The finish line's just up here. Points on the table. Get Season 2 well and truly underway with the first place. We needed that because we need these points.
Awesome.
And all of a sudden,
Put it on YouTube.
my amigo muchacho is back on side.
Aspen's a challenging course. I'm very impressed.
Indeed. You came.
There we go. We're skipping it. I'm sorry. I'm a bit upset at my team for not believing in me, so we're not really going to give them the time of day. John Traction Masterclass. There you go. Cheers, Vice. It was not a masterclass. Honestly, I was shocking. I was absolutely shocking. Trailblazers are cool. I've only done one so far, Philo, in this playthrough, which was just the last event, but there's going to be plenty more.
In a new challenge.
This is flat out huge, dude.
Ooh, smash attack. Nice.
Your driver rep is gonna go through the roof.
The one I'm very excited about is the Monte Carlo street course. Like, that's the one I'm really excited to get to. I remember that being in the game. Of the WRC era of the time, the kind of 2009, 2010 era. I think this is a 2011 game. And I want to race, I want to do my rally stage around Monte Carlo. Like, and that's coming up at some point. I don't know when. I don't know if it's a head-to-head. I don't know if it's at the end of this season. I can't remember, but it's wicked. Okay, smash attack, DC compound.
Oh, no, it's the robot invasion. Smash the robots, save the day, and we'll make sure the world knows you did it. All in a day's work, right?
Mickey, I actually don't know about the DLC for this game. I've got the Ultimate Edition, or whatever it's called, the Complete Edition, which maybe has all of the DLC, I'm not sure. I didn't know. One thing I'm going to say, the pricing of, obviously, AAA games have gotten so expensive. Like, your early editions, you're now paying like £80, £90 for or a premium edition of a game, whereas back in the day, £40 for a AAA in the game shop was normal in the UK. So the prices have gone through the roof, and all this kind of 3-day early access stuff and DLC and skins and all this is crazy. But everything's gone up in price, and food's gone up in price, and sim racing hardware is blown up and everything. I mean, there's some cheap hardware relatively, but you're still talking hundreds for sim racing hardware at the entry level for decent stuff with force feedback. And then I'm like, okay, the game's actually the thing that's the fun part, and that's the thing that's, you know, at least a bit more affordable. But yeah. Okay. Smash attack. The invasion has begun. Smash attack challenges, you score points for each robot you smash. So hit the robots. That's easy. It did say something like, be careful not to damage your car, so I'll try and drive smart. We'll maybe go chase cam for this, because we're doing that kind of compoundy Gymkhana style stuff.
The sponsor won't accept anything less than a bronze medal here. Give it your all.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Tom's $8 Doritos. It's wild. I'm going to have nightmares about this compound after trying to do that drift under the ramps last time. So I guess we're just going to give this a go. I should be picking a lane, really, shouldn't I? Oh, this way. Should we be hitting the robots and not the cities, or does it not matter? Oh, okay. Hang on. I didn't read the instructions. Sorry. I was hitting everything. It's literally meant to be, we're just meant to be aiming for them. Okay, let's try that again. Oops. It's a slalom. It makes a lot more sense now. It's a bit of a lift through here. Don't trust myself. Bit of a stop, but we didn't want. Oh, I've lost my handbrake. No! This way. Okay, it's very scrappy. 32 points, is that good? I mean, that's platinum, so that's very good. Okay, we got everything, but it was not pretty.
Is perfection.
Anyway, I'll take a platinum. Yeah, thank you, Thierry. I definitely worked out just a few seconds too late, didn't I? 2,000 rep. That's good. Is that all we get from that? Obviously, we're going to level up here, are we? Nope, not quite. But we do unlock this, no? 15 more points. Okay, we don't get points for those DC events, we just get rep. So we need 15 points from Monte Carlo Rally, which is not a given the challenge of this so far. Col de Torini, excellent, and Sospel. Okay, so awesome stages. We've got Group B as an option here, so we might have to explore that. We've also got 2 pro contracts. We've got the Focus RS Monster, and we've got the Citroen Junior team. 90s we've already covered. I think we haven't had Group B yet. Have we done 80s yet, actually? Manta, yeah, we did the M3, didn't we? Let's do Group B. 205 from Kenwood. We've got the Sat-Nav RS200, the Kicker Metro, the NX Energy Lancia. You know what? I've not done a single event on an NX Energy livery, even though the cars are cool, because I hate that flame livery. I'm so sorry. Slime Motorsport 205. I mean, some awesome options here. I am going to go with the Kenwood 205 because we have just unlocked Kenwood, and the 205 is a rapid car. So I've got no excuses. Let's see what happens. Hello, Gaming with Bo. How's it going? Welcome to the stream. Philo, there are so many good Codemasters games from this era. Basically, if you haven't seen it already, Philo, go and watch our video from last night about the best career modes, because in there we talked about 4 or 5 Codemasters games that are really good for this kind of thing. So, all right, Col di Turini, not quite the Assetto Corsa Rally laser scan version of Col di Turini, but Col di Turini inspired, let's say. In our Peugeot 205 T16. We'll start in chase cam, and then we'll go immediately to bonnet, as you can see the car.
Exit village, left 4, very long into...
We can show it on the replay as well, of course. Okay, it's a bit icy. A little bit treacherous.
40. Left 6.
Much more full throttle action than the real Col di Turini stages, let's say that.
60. Kia, left 3.
Bit wider, bit more leniency, a little bit more accessible, which totally makes sense with the game. And then you play Dirt Rally and you're like, oh, this is what it's meant to be like.
60. Left 5 tightens. Left 5 opens long. Into Kia, hairpin left.
Into a hairpin.
60.
Oh, a tiny bit too early. I was trying to keep the revs up for the turbo. Same again.
40 onto tar. Left 5, right 6.
That was
40.
better.
Kia, hairpin left. 60. Right
Not
6.
too bad.
60. Kia, hairpin right. 80.
Oh,
Left 6.
should have maybe gone first.
Junction. Right 5 into right 3. Tightens past house. Left 5.
You can see many of these assets have been reused for Dirt Rally. Just the stage is different, but very similar looking visuals and blocks. Like, it's definitely the same environment that was then used in the Dirt Rally game that followed this one, of course.
40. Right 3 long.
Just different stage. But some of the corners even are very familiar.
Left 6.
Not just the assets.
To finish.
Okay, done. Shorter stages, of course, than there would be in Dirt Rally. 4th. You know what? It's an improvement on what we had. I can take 15 points from 4th, and I reckon we can improve. We're in the mix for the battle there for, I'd say even the win of the rally, maybe. Max Davidson, maybe a little out of reach. Definitely in the battle for 3rd, minimum. Let's have a quick look at this. 205. Using all of the width of the road across the kind of sludge and ice. Nice little flutter there. Flame out the exhaust on the change. Love it. Oh. Great sound design as well. Right. Progress from 4th. I think this game has been delisted, Andy. I think you have to get your hands on it, you either have to have owned it anyway, like I did on PC, or you have to buy it on, like, you know, basically buy a disc, or you can buy it on PS3 and stuff like that, if you have an old console. Well done, Philo. I think, was it you that said this at the end of... Did you comment at the very end of my last stream that said you beat Nathan McCain? Because I saw the comment just after I turned off the camera and stuff, and I was too late to respond. I tried responding in the comments. Don't know if you saw it. But if it was you that said I beat Nathan McCain, I just want to say, well done. Congratulations. You deserve a round of applause. Sorry, can I just take a second? Well done. Well done. Proper racing game villain. And I will use that to inspire me to beat my rivals here, to beat Mohammed Ben Sulayem and Tom Harrison. Okay, let's do it. It's dark. It's gonna be a challenge.
Left 6, 60. Left
Right, come on.
6 into right
Full
6.
concentration. Let's go pure esports sweat mode
40.
and try and go as fast as possible.
Care, turn right 3 at barriers. Left 6. Care, hairpin right. Hairpin
Need
left,
first
opens.
through those. No.
Left 6.
Tell you what. That was rubbish. We're gonna take a flashback. I was like, I should have gone first for the hairpin before. This one is wider, and I went first, and I should have gone second. So all in all, let's just try that again. Every second counts. That's second gear for sure. So I just did it the wrong way around. This feels like Pradalar, which is the other stage from Dirt Rally.
Right 6. Left
Down the other side of the call, which is also, it's basically called Terrain in real life, but split in two. Alright.
40. Right 4 plus opens. Care, left 5. Keep neat onto
Really
the
struggling
right.
to keep the momentum up through these slower hairpins.
Care, left 6 into hairpin right.
I'm surprised at how familiar these stages are looking based on Dirt Rally. Like, even though they are, I keep saying this, they're very different stages in reality. But it's like some of the corner profiles and the way the barriers are, and there's just something hugely familiar about it, considering we've been playing, you know, a bit more Dirt Rally recently.
Left 5.
And we've definitely, sorry, I'm literally using flashbacks for mistakes now. This is not what we intended, but right now I'm going to do it. Yeah, considering I've been playing a lot more Dirt Rally recently than Dirt 3. I'll come back to that question on licensing.
Left
I just
3.
saw it come through, but I haven't had a chance to properly read it.
Right 4 into tunnel. Left 4. 40. Right 3 long. Don't worry, just a scratch.
Thank you.
6, 60.
Calming Scottish co-driver. It's not perfect by any stretch, but we're going to win the stage, I think. Second, 43.6. All right. That's going to be, and it's Max Davidson, so that's going to be enough for P2 overall, I'm pretty sure, doing the quick maths. There we go.
Your driver rep and profile will get a big boost.
P2.
Really deserve it. That was an amazing.
Aussie engineer, you're almost out of the bad books, but you're still in it for one more, so I'm going to skip you. Okay, let me deal with these questions. So, Lucas Camillo, hi John, the career racing game video was awesome. I really appreciate that, thank you so much. What do you think about the Daytona Easter egg on the LMU update video? Can we dream about IMSA content, or the Studio 397 is toying with our dreams? We don't know if there were multiple Easter eggs in that video or not. So therefore, there's many things you could speculate on. Could it be... I'll wait till I see anything unlocking here, but I think... Let's just see what this event is, and then I'll continue.
Okay, you've qualified for the final. I know it's still early in the season, but you've already put us on the map in a big way.
What can I say? You're a rock star.
Aspen head-to-head, nice. Right, coming back to this. It could have been the Genesis that launched literally the next day. That could have been the Easter egg, if there's one Easter egg, because it was mentioned, you know, keep an eye out for Genesis very soon. I've seen a lot of theories about the Daytona. I think that's a great theory. I love it. I mean, there's nothing wrong, Lucas, with dreaming about these things. Nothing wrong at all. No harm. And there's also an argument for the one we suggested, because we obviously, like, we could have suggested lots of Easter eggs, but the one we suggested was Le Mans Cup, because there was a bit of footage from the real world Le Mans Cup race. So why would they show the footage of the Le Mans Cup if they weren't actually going to use any Le Mans Cup stuff or have any Le Mans Cup stuff? That's my theory. So therefore, if we're going to go with one Easter egg, you could argue it's already happened with the Genesis. But for me, the one clear theory is Le Mans Cup, because I cannot see a reason why in the official game of ELMS, or with ELMS content, would not just showcase ELMS racing rather than Le Mans Cup. So that's what you're going to go with. However, nothing wrong with dreaming based on Daytona Easter egg. I think it's a fun idea. We'll just leave it at that. Do you know if there is something like licensing needing to pay for stages or locations? Licensing is a really, really deep topic in sim racing, and I would love to do a full video on it at some point. I know Tom, my colleague, has been working very hard behind the scenes for a long time now to try and understand the landscape of licensing in sim racing, and it is super complex and also very difficult to talk about because there's a lot of private information in there. There's a lot of game companies that are paying licenses to circuits, and it's all, you know, it can't be disclosed, can't be shared, and it's different from game to game. It's just typical B2B commercial stuff, and it makes racing games super difficult. So I'm talking about licensing in general here, not obviously this rally stuff. So like for a circuit, for example, if a circuit is owned by a company, that land is owned by them, they can license the layout of the circuit and stuff like that. So obviously you can get games sort of facsimile replicating the circuit, and they can kind of get away with it by saying it's inspired by and it's not real. But if you copy the circuit, if you scan the circuit, all these kind of things, of course, it becomes then, you know, there are legal reasons why that's a licensed piece of content. And I'm not going to go into any of the legalities because that is definitely not my wheelhouse. But I can tell you that exists. That is a big thing. And circuits can charge a lot of money for their people to use them in their games, or they can charge no money, which is why some rare circuits, I'm going to say Ruapuna as an example. Ruapuna in New Zealand is the circuit that's hosting the V8 Supercars, or the Supercar Championship this weekend. That circuit is unknown to a lot of real-life racers and has not been raced before in Supercars, yet I have raced around it many times on multiple different games because Ruapuna is a circuit that people have been able to license and put in games for, I'm assuming, for an affordable fee because they're there. And then you get other big circuits which are very famous, very well known, and you do see them in a few games, but you don't see them in that many, or you see them removed from games because the license, you know, they're charging a lot of money for a license, or maybe it's on a retainer where they have to pay a certain amount every year. Also, you'll see games delisted because licensing agreements have expired. So you'll see some games like can't be sold anymore because a company that had a car in their game licensed it for a few years, didn't renew it, therefore that game cannot be sold with that car in that game, right? So anyway, that's a kind of general thing about licensing. It's messy and I'd love to cover it. However, I'm going to, JVD, cover this on rallying. It's a bit different in rallying because no organization owns the rights to a public road, and rallying takes place on public roads. So there's nothing to stop someone. So maybe there's a licensing in terms of the stage name or the branding on the stage, but if you think about it, as long as you can scan a public road, that piece of road can go in a game without an official name. You're not having a license for something. So I think it's different for things like rallying. So Rallycross, World Rallycross as a championship, that needs license if you're going to have World Rallycross content. And we had a good chat with Paul Coleman, the game director behind Dirt Rally, about this in our history of Dirt Rally, our full Dirt Rally story video, an article which I'd recommend watching as well if you want more Dirt lore. But we spoke to Paul, and he basically gave us great insight as to why Dirt Rally was created, the direction change from Dirt 3 to Dirt Rally, and also then why it kind of, I guess, died eventually, or things changed. But part of that was him talking about the licensing of World Rally. Like they managed to get the World Rallycross license in those days, and they managed to get the content in the game, which is really cool. But maybe it wouldn't be the same. It's not as easy to get those kind of licenses nowadays, potentially. So that was interesting. So there's still elements of licensing within these rally things. Obviously, Ken Block, the Monster Energy stuff, all these different sponsors, that's all licensing that needs to be paid for. So, or at least agreed to, you know, some sponsors will maybe pay money to have their name in the game. Other ones might charge money to have them in the game because they're more prestigious. It's very much a case-by-case basis, let's say. So, right. That I've gone off on one. I'm so sorry. But there you go. Okay. I think I should get on with some racing now, because I've been rambling about licensing. Rampage final. Head-to-head at Aspen. We'll get some points. How many do we need to unlock the next thing? Obviously, we've got the second pyramid already unlocked. So the Osiris one. We need 185 more points to unlock the top pyramid. That's fine. We can do that, surely. Let's just see what we do in the Rampage. The three rounds of buttermilk descent. 80s, 70s, 60s. Vehicle choices. We've done our 60s mini. Or Alpine, we drove the Alpine, didn't we? Oh, yes. We've driven a Stratos. What else we got? Oh, Escort Mark II. Should we drive the Escort? Let's drive the Escort. Osiris Racing Escort Mark II. So we're talking about Codemasters F1 games, I guess? Yeah, no worries, JVD.
It's snowing pretty hard out there, so I've raised and softened the suspension to help with the bumps, and opened the diff to give you extra steering control. Now the car can turn quite sharp if the weight shift isn't managed smoothly, so be gentle with your steering just until you get a feel for it.
Okay, Aussie man, you're forgiven. I think he's made some setup changes for me, which is very interesting. Or that's just adding to the lore of the game and just making it feel a bit more immersive. But he's essentially just told me he's made some vehicle setup changes, which is interesting. Hey Carl, welcome. Prefer the Jun Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 10 for Gymkhana. We'll give that a try. We will give that a try. And JVD, I think you're right. Most tracks would be happy to be in a game. It's just, if you're a big, well-known circuit, it's very expensive to run a circuit. Like, there's a reason why lots of racing circuits go into administration or shut down. They're very expensive to run. They're very difficult to run. They rely on local support for track days. They've got to pay lots of insurance costs. There's huge amounts of costs goes into running circuits, which is why some companies own lots of circuits and then have a structure that works across the board. And they have processes that can work for multiple circuits. So they can, it's easier to franchise, essentially. So therefore, you can argue if you're a big famous circuit, one way of financially becoming sustainable is by charging a high enough amount that the games will still purchase you to be able to use them in your game, but also you're not outpricing them so that they just say no. We're going to do a non-copyright version of we're going to fake your track, for instance. So there you go. Let's try this then. This is a rear-wheel drive Escort Mark II, an absolute classic of a car. Should be very tail happy. Sounds awesome. BDA engine, that's what you want. And up against the Falcon Stratos. What a sight that is. Escort Mark II versus Lancia Stratos.
40. Left 3, tightens. Oh, what a ride!
I've not done you justice, Ford Escort. I've not done you justice. Rolled in turn 1 because I forgot how ridiculously leery and oversteery it's going to be. We're going to try that again.
80. Right 3 long, keep in, cambered. 40. Left 3.
Okay, if I'm smooth, I can actually keep the rear end in check quite well. Just can't throw it in as aggressively. And I think we're okay. Whoa! Don't often see a Stratos jumping over the top of you. That is epic.
Right 4, tightens to 2, keep in, cambered. Left 2 long.
These head-to-heads are really simple, but the way they've done them is so clever. Like, it makes it very cinematic, like a film or something. The way they've got the timed the crossovers and everything. It's very, like, Ken Block Gymkhana-y. Stratos has got a bit more grunt, though, I think, than this BDA Escort at V6.
120, down through building.
We're struggling here, I think, to win this.
Right 4, opens. 80. Right 4.
Remember, with these tests, the best way to know how we're doing is not the split time, it's the position indicator on the top right, because that's a more accurate representation. This is where the Stratos jumped over us. We're just behind on that crossover, so that's quite a good representation.
Crest, open hairpin left.
Come on.
Left 3 long, tightens
I was in the wrong gear last lap, and I think that's cost us a bit of time at one point.
100.
Come on. Oh, it's so close.
Right 2 long, keep in.
We're on the inside for the last corner, which means tighter, but less distance.
Finish over crest.
Yes!
Flat.
I think we got it. That was fun. That was good. I thought we were going to lose that race, but we came back. Just want to have a little look at that. I want to see if you can see the Stratos flying over us, because that was a cool moment. Even though it's, I mean, I'm such a child, but it was very cool. Look at that. Oh dear. Didn't even check the results, but we're through. That's what matters. Yeah, I totally get you, Philo. There's plenty of obviously you pick a car based like I love my cars. Anyone who's watched this channel for a long time knows I'm very passionate about motorsport and the vehicles and the stories that they have. I guess the cars have unlocked. So I obviously have a lot of affinity to certain cars, but I also appreciate, like, I wouldn't just pick the same car every time. I like driving cars because they're interesting, but I also love the liveries. I think picking a car with a good livery is obviously keen, and I just like to mix things up as well, so I like to try different things each time. That's one thing about the Dirt 3 career mode that's a bit different to other career modes. You don't feel like you have to earn the cars. You sort of just, your list, you know, your choice increases each time, but you're just kind of picking what you feel like driving. It's a lot more open in that sense, which is cool. My daily is incredibly dull, Phil. Hope you're well. My daily is a Mercedes C220 diesel sport with 130-something thousand miles on it, so the wheels are going to fall off at some point. But it's perfect for what I need it for. It gets me to places. It's comfy. It's got Sat-Nav. It's got, you know, it's everything. It's a perfect motorway cruiser, that car. I love it to bits. And it served me very, very well. It's good, decent enough performance. It's not very exciting at all or interesting, but it's affordable, and I've had it a lot longer than I expected. And I've got over 130,000 miles on it, but I can't justify changing it at the moment. So that's what we're running. So there you go. I'd like to upgrade at some point. That would be lovely, but we may need to wait. We need to wait a little bit longer. We need more Traction YouTube memberships, I think, in order to get that. Right, final 108 mile per hour speed to reach. Come on, Escort.
120 down through building.
Is that another Escort I hear?
80.
Oh, is that a monster Escort? Love it.
80. Right 4 tightens to 3 under bridge. 40. Care over big
Right,
jump.
we've got a big jump coming up. I think it's a monster Escort.
Right 6.
Sort of like the Oliver Solberg car from the RAC rallies of recent years, the classics.
Hairpin left.
Of course, now we've got experience of the circuit.
Tightens late.
We sort of know how the car's feeling. I think the weather conditions are much better in this run. It feels like there's a little more grip out there.
Right 2 long, keep in.
Good start though, time-wise. We should just be ahead after this first lap, I would say.
120 downhill through building.
I think we're just ahead. 1.6 means probably about half a second in real terms.
40. Left 3 tightens. Right 3 over crest.
Escort's actually, it has been set up nicely to the point where it's pretty drivable compared to normal Escort Mark IIs, which are a nightmare. We're not seeing the jump, which is a good thing. There it is. Means we're ahead.
Crest, jump, 40. Right 4 tightens to 2, keep in, cambered.
Hello.
2 long.
Alright, this is where we don't want a short shift. At the next straight, we want to be in third, not fourth. Up the hill. That's better. I was fourth last time,
Right
and I just
4
had
very
no
long,
acceleration.
keep in, cambered. Finish over crest, flat.
It's close, but I think we're going to get there. Yes. Is that the semi-final? Was there 3 rounds to this, or was it just 2? I think there may have been 3 rounds. Yeah, that's the semi-final. Max Davidson's done a 149.3, and the loser did a 51.2. We did a 51.1, so I was lucky to be up against Graham there. But this time we're up against the BP Ultimate car of Max Davidson. What car will the BP Ultimate car be from the 70s class? That'll be interesting to see. Right, let's catch up on what the chat is here. John, what do you think about Dirt 5? No, it's not as good as Dirt 3, but some of that is nostalgia. Like, objectively, it's probably as good a quality of a game. It's actually quite a refined game, and I think the playground stuff is really cool and really good and amazing, some of the things you can create with Dirt 5. So I've actually got a weird soft spot for Dirt 5. I just think that it tries to be Dirt 3 in terms of the donut media, the color and everything, and I really appreciate and respect that, but it just doesn't quite possess the same magic. There was something, I don't know what it is, if it's the gameplay, if it's the cars, I'm not 100% sure, but it's missing something. However, objectively, I think it's a solid game. I don't think the career mode's super exciting either, but then you could probably say that about these games, really, when you think about them. It's more just they feel exciting and I really enjoy them, but there's nothing specifically unique or crazy different about them, or there's not too much depth to what you have to think about. You just have to do events and progress. But there's something about the way these games are set up that are really good. But yeah. Something about Dirt 5 I'm not so sure on. I think it's gameplay. Love the color, though. Right, what is that BP Ultimate car next door? That's what I want to know.
120 down through building.
That looks like a Opel Kadett.
Right 4 opens.
I'll have to see in a minute.
80.
Ah, hold the phone.
Tightens to 3.
Hold the phone. I was trying so hard to see what car it was. I forgot to actually pay attention in the corner. Can we see here? If we change the view? It's very important, guys. Oh, it's an Escort. Huh. It's another Escort. Okay. At least we know.
Care over big jump. 40. Right 6, left 6.
Hello. Oh, Max is fast. This is the same driver that smashed me in the Monte Carlo rally a minute ago, and I think the 149 from the semi-final is scary.
Tightens late.
Although I think they may have made a mistake there, because suddenly they were right up there when I went over the jump, and then suddenly he's further back again, and we're on the inside. So yeah, this is looking good.
Keep in.
Same sort of gap as we had in the previous one at the first lap, which was close in the end, so we got to stay on it, but encouraging start. We want 1.6 seconds,
Downhill through building.
and we've got 1.9.
Right 3 long. Keep in.
Just
Camber.
got to stay calm.
40.
That was
Left
beautiful.
3 tightens.
Blizzard is on.
Right 3 over crest.
Nice. All good through there. I'm learning the track really well now.
Crest jump. Crest
Just have to see that jump every
40.
time.
Right 4 tightens to 2. Keep in. Cambered.
Hello.
2 long. 80.
Alright, come on. We're well clear. One corner.
4 very long. Keep in. Cambered.
Keep it flat on the outside.
Over crest. Flat.
Oh no! Bit of oversteer. We're okay. 150. Slightly faster despite the snow. But we've got the win. That's an interesting comparison, Lucas. WRC 9, yeah, for Horizon 4. I think WRC 7, 8, 9 are probably the best of the bunch there. 10 and Generations are maybe objectively better games, but I think they were flawed in other ways. They were a bit scrappy, especially at Generations. Content's amazing. The game itself is not as polished as some of the other ones. But that's a really cool comparison. I like that. And I also feel I love the head-to-heads. Just really good fun. There's something special about the way that you see where the other car is and you get to know that the certain reference points as to how you're doing. Get some Raven West hate in the chat. Hey, McMaxa, welcome along. Good to see you. Do you know what? I do not play The Crew. The Crew is a game that I've never put time into outside of like doing things for work related to it. So I've not really given it time of day. And that's maybe unfair of me. It's a hole in my knowledge. But the thing is, I can't play every single game all the time. It's just the reality of things. And The Crew just happens to be a franchise that I've somehow skated around. Not deliberately. But the more recent Crew, like the Crew Motorfest, is from everything I can pick up, it's like a kind of Forza, but not quite as good. It's like almost like a... Yeah, and that's really harsh to say that in such a sweeping way when I've not really played it fully, and it's very popular. But I feel like it's It's just an alternative to something like a Forza. But I think it's a little bit corporate, the crew. Feels a little bit corporate. Osiris Off-Road Rush. Let's do that then. So we're on to stage 2. And we have a Norwegian Rally, which is new. Norwegian Trailblazer. Very excited. Rally Cross Showdown in Monaco. That's the one, maybe. Actually, no, that's not. Is that the one I'm talking about? I thought it was a head-to-head around the streets of Monaco. So anyway, plenty to get our teeth sunk into. We'll start with the Headmark Invitational Norwegian Rally. 2 stages. Birkbeinervegen and Aas-to-Vegen. Cool. Open S2000 90s and 80s. So we did... What did we do earlier? We did the open run, of course, because we did the McRae R4. So we've done open rally today. We'll give that a miss. S2000 we could do, but I think we should do a return to the 80s. And I think we should drive the Texaco Opel Manta 400. Because Opel Mantas are cool and very good. So we're going to go with that. So Philo, you played more Crew Motorfest than Forza Horizon 5, which is interesting.
Once home to the Winter Olympians. With unrelenting snow and ice, this is a true test of all your driving skills.
Look at those big ski
the
jumps.
only way to win here is to make sure you're always in control.
Love that this kind of venue is actually based in like a Winter Olympic sports venue. You've got the bobsleigh run beside you. I'm sure this is the game with the... I said this before. I feel like you race a Mini against a bobsleigh, and maybe it's later on, but that's wicked. I think it's Dirt 3, unless I'm misremembering. It's a rally, so I'm going to have to get focused in here. Grid Legends is like... So Hands of Us, yeah, Grid Legends I think is an underappreciated game. There's actually a lot to it, and I think the handling is a really nice compromise of accessible, but also, you know, like, you can still drive in a realistic manner and the car behaves well. It's just that it's got an element of accessibility to it where you can be a bit more aggressive and get away with stuff. But it's really fun having AI that crash in front of you, and yes, you can race around like an oval in the snow in a NASCAR, or, you know, you can put a ramp on a circuit and drive an F1 car around it. I mean, you know, it's a bit mental in that way, but the story mode with Raven West is really cool. And the career mode itself, albeit a little bit kind of industrial, let's say, maybe lacking a little bit of kind of pizzazz, it is in depth. So that's Grid Legends, I think, is definitely a modern racing game that's worth visiting, and it will definitely be featuring in our story modes, you know, our best racing game story modes, which is separate to best racing game career modes. This is such a good stage. I remember this Norwegian stage because of that bobsleigh challenge and run, and this is such a nice flowing stage.
100 up mid. Care left 6 over bumps.
Obviously we've got a rear wheel drive Manta,
Right 6.
so it's a little bit similar to the Escort.
40, right 6. Left 4 very long.
Bit heavier, bit more performance. We've got our sponsor objective.
Right 3. Left 5 keep in. Right 4 into left 5 cut.
Nope. Snowbank.
Right 5
Not going to flashback. Wasn't a bad enough mistake to justify a flashback.
into crest, jump flat. Left
And it was
5,
totally
right
unwarranted
into
as well.
3.
Unsolicited.
Into hairpin right.
Okay.
40. Left 3 long over bridge.
Beautiful, beautiful stage. In a beautiful Opel Manta,
Right 6 to finish.
when rally cars just had so much character and personality and unique styling. 6th! Oh. I'm so far off it. Sid van der Linde wins. Is that the third brother? Sheldon, Kelvin, and Sid. Oh. Anyway. Looks like we're struggling on these rallies. The Season 2 rallies have been so much more difficult than Season 1. Did you do the Racing Legends where we saw throwback to the original grid? I did the full story mode of Grid Legends. We did it as a stream series, actually. One of the few... We didn't do as much streaming back in the kind of first phase of Traction. But one of the things I did stream was the full Grid Legends story playthrough. I don't remember a throwback to the original Grid, but I'm sure it was there. Unless that's in, like, the DLC story that I didn't do. I did one of the DLC stories. Finish at 53 miles per hour or faster. Got you. I just need to be better. I need to be much better. Try and get some more points on the board. Great sounds.
Left 6 into right 5 under bridge. Left 5.
And this is the stage where you really chase it down the hill, because you can literally see the chute,
Tightens under bridge.
the course.
Into right 3. 40 under bridge into left 4. Right 3. Into hairpin left tight. Right 3 tightens. Left 6 under bridge. 40 left 2 cut. 60 right 4 don't cut.
It says cut even though there's a fence. I love that. The game's literally encouraging you to break through the fence and cut.
Open hairpin left. Care crash up ahead.
Oh, crash up ahead. Is it me? It's gonna be me.
80
Big cut, thank you.
right 3.
Where's this crash then?
Too late.
Not seeing any evidence.
Care. Left 6 keep in over crest. Jump into right 6 over crest. 40.
We're once again scrambling to try and get a better result than 6th. Get some more points on the board.
Hairpin right 40.
4th on this one.
Left 6.
Still going to put us like 5th or 6th overall, most likely.
Keep in.
Come on.
Into crest.
Almost done as well.
4 under bridge. Right 4 very long. Keep in. Left 5 keep in. 40 to finish.
There we go. Honestly, not a bad stage. 5th on that stage. I'm pushing. I am really pushing. Yes, I can drive better, of course. But I'm not really leaving much on the table in terms of, like, push. We are going to finish 5th, though, at least. Not 6th. So maybe that's, what, 15, 20 points? Something like that. Let's see. We get 2 objectives. Lots of unused flashbacks. So we do unlock a new sponsor, which is Red Mango in the Metro R6R4, who we were competing against in that rally. We saw it in the little preview screen. We're almost. We only need 65 points to unlock the top tier, so we're absolutely fine in the grand scheme of things. Now we've got the Valor Sprint Trophy, which is also Norway, and it's Trailblazer, which we've spoken about. 2 Trailblazer stages, classic once again. So we're going to go for something other than the Tacoma. I think we should go for the Team Falcon Quattro, because it's a Quattro S1 and it's Falcon livery. I mean, I don't need to give you any more than that. What an absolute weapon. Look at that. A Falcon Quattro Pikes Peak.
Be careful out there, but if last race is any indication, I've got nothing to worry about.
Excuse me. He's absolutely savage today. So you basically, your engineer insults you if you don't finish in the top 4. All right. Let's get on with this beautiful Trailblazer stage. No co-driver. Full concentration. I want to win. I want the points. This car's not as powerful as the Toyota, and it's heavier. So it shouldn't be as quick, but I don't know if it's as simple as that with this game. Might be handling better, for example. Feels good. Feels very good so far. Just gotta commit. use the downforce, trust the car. It's going well. Giving it everything. Across the train track. I'm basically full throttle 85% of this. Right, I don't know what I could have done better there. I absolutely sent it and got away with it without any major mistakes, and I'm 7th. I'm 7th. Darren Lynch is 2.5 ahead. What can I do? What can I do to beat this? How do you find 2.5 seconds when you're flat out almost the entire stage? And you're hitting your lines, you've maybe left a second on the table with some understeery moments. Love it. Thank you, you're absolutely right, be faster. Just be better. Just be better. It's as simple as that. Must try harder. Yeah, good shout, Thierry. I don't think I crashed in that one though, to be fair. Appreciate the strong, important, and informative feedback. Would I stream Dirt 2, Keza? Absolutely. I've said this already in the stream actually earlier on. I would love to stream Dirt 2 at some point. We're going to focus on Dirt 3 for the time being, and we'll get through the series. We did Dirt Rally before. We did a full career season on Dirt Rally, and I would love to revisit that later to try and actually win one finally. And if for those of you who joined me on that journey, thank you so much. It was an epic journey of trying to win my first ever Masters difficulty season on Dirt Rally 7 or 8 years after I started the save, and I still didn't get there, but I had a great time trying, and I got so close. So yes, absolutely, I want to return and win the Dirt Rally Championship at some point. Do we want to play Dirt 2? Yes, absolutely, another game. So there are lots of games on the list. So we will work our way through all these kind of classic games through streams on this channel, as well as obviously our sim racing stuff, our up-to-date game stuff, our important timely stuff, like your Assetto Corsa updates, Assetto Corsa Evo, I should say, like your Le Mans Ultimate, your iRacing, your Race Room, your AMS2, all of these things, and all the new games that are coming. So, yeah. Right. I know they're a bit brutal today, Vice, but I deserve it. I deserve it. I am dry and sarcastic all the time, so I deserve some dry sarcasm back my way. Okay. I'm just going to do the same thing again and hope the result's better, I guess. Nothing more to be said. Maybe some music. Maybe some music will help me go faster. Would help if I actually pressed the right button. There we go. Alright, full send. No! Music didn't help. Wow. 100% damage for that. 75 mile an hour, 34G. 100% damage just feels a little bit intense. You can't say I wasn't trying. Oofed. Ouch. Alright, well, let's not do that. Let's do that corner again. And, I mean, I was, as you can see, I'm fully committed. Try my best. Try my best, everyone. Which I will continue to do. I'm so sorry, co-driver. The Scottish guy was one who believed in me as well. Actually, no. There's no co-driver. It's Trailblazer. There is no co-driver. I'm on my own, look. That was a terrible time to change view. But yeah, I'm on my own. Believe me. Oh! Right, still absolutely pinned and I'm 4th. Come on. Flat through the kink. Little lift, tiny dab of the brakes, but absolutely nailed the line. Perfect. Got close to the inside bank. Again, downshift in. Maybe a little bit too sideways, but fundamentally, I mean, I'm on the throttle basically all the way through here. Up to third. Flat. Still flat. Still flat. Better be flat through this chicane. Flat all the way to the line. Third. Okay, that's better. That's better. Hoofed. What a game. 300 quid for Dirt 2 on Steam. That's wild. Yeah, don't worry, Thierry. I am the I through personal character, I do understand dry sarcasm. I spend far too much time in dry sarcasm land. Thank you, Vice. You believe in John Traction more than I do. We finished 5th in the rally, or the Trailblazer. Not great, but hey. We'll see what happens in the next one. I think I got good rep, though, because I completed 2 objectives. There you go. Can you change gearboxes? Oh, actually, that's a good point. Setup might have been the way to go. Could have. I keep forgetting to change setups.
In another publicity event.
That'll give your rep a boost for sure.
Nice. Gymkhana. Let's do Gymkhana.
This one's a Gymkhana Sprint Challenge. Pull off the tricks in the order shown and get to the end as fast as you can. If you miss a trick, you'll have to go back for it, so stay focused.
Alright, we've got to do the tricks in order. Laid out along the route, and you need to pull them all off in sequence. The quicker you complete all the tricks, the better. Cool. This song is like a copyright-free Wish You Were Here by Fleetwood Mac.
I love the smell of Gymkhana in the morning. The smell, you know, that gasoline smell. Smells
Is he going to
like...
insult me? No, he's just going to take a big sniff of air and say nothing. Not yet, Philo. No open world yet. It's coming at some point. Bear with us. Gymkhana. Or Ken Bloke. Bear with us, Philo, on the AC Evo stuff, please, because if you subscribe to the channel, which you probably already are, but if you're not, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We are going to be doing more Assetto Corsa Evo coverage very, very soon, and we're going to be looking at everything. So do keep an eye out for that, and then you don't have to follow the story of AC Evo. I will deliver it to you very soon in a kind of thought out, condensed form, and explain everything and talk about my thoughts. So that is coming. Don't worry. Right. 1 minute 10 to pass. Let's just see what the challenge consists of. We're gonna go chase cam. Air first. Easy. Alright, so we just gotta follow the tricks in order. So a bit of air. Done. What's next? Spin. Okay, it was very scrappy, but we did it. And a drift. Done. Smash boxes. Oh, donut. Okay, we'll go this way, sure. Probably not the way you're meant to go. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I've totally messed this up. 2 spins. Sure, why not? I am not in Gymkhana mode. Is that the last trick? Silver. What helped us? What hurt us make us get silver there? 45 seconds for platinum. I'm gonna try that one more time. How can you get 45 seconds? Honestly, let's just try that again. That seems absurd. 11 seconds faster. I know I had to do an extra donut, but 11 seconds. Come on. All right, we know the course now, so let's try and get gold at least. I didn't drift. No! Oh, I've ruined it. That counts, apparently. That would have been so much better. Sorry, guys. I'm going to have to do this one more time. I want to get better than silver, you know? We're going to get gold. Okay, platinum is possible, you know? One more time. One more time.
Look at that finish. I knew you had a gold medal running you.
Can you change gearboxes? Do you mean like the ratios, McMaxa? Let's see. I mean, let's try the screen, right? Vehicle setup. We should be able to change the gear ratio. Yeah, we can make it shorter.
Choose a short gear ratio for better acceleration, or a long ratio for higher top speed.
Low downforce. We'll go low ride height, stiffer suspension, and rearward brake bias. Let's just go more like tarmac. Tarmac craziness. 45 seconds. All right. It's a race with things you have to do. Basically like a modern super special stage with a donut in the middle of town. Oh my goodness. Let's do that again. I need to get the spin better. I need to be a bit slower in, I think. Alright, this is the last attempt, I promise. We've already got gold. No, it's already missed platinum. Wow. I mean, that felt almost flawless, and I'm 3 seconds off platinum. Time-wise, it felt almost flawless.
I knew you'd win gold today. Thanks for proving me right.
That's incredible. Nailed the run. 3 seconds off of platinum. I could have been faster if I was tighter on the donuts, for example. Or I managed to get away with like a half donut, which I don't think you would. Anyway, doesn't matter. We move on to the Alpine Open Cup. We need 50 more points to unlock the off-road rush there. We actually need less than that to unlock the next tier, which is 45. But we can go back and improve other results if need be. We've also got... Oh, sorry. Before we do that, we've got the Rally X Showdown at Monaco. Let's do that. 7 laps around Quai Antoine. So we've got the Red Mango 6R4, Falcon Focus ST, Kenwood 207, Evo 10. Lots of good options here. Okay, let's go with, for the Rallycross, we haven't driven the Lancer yet, I don't think. So let's go for the Evo. Don't think we've driven the Evo 10. Someone mentioned Evo 10 earlier. Different one, obviously. But we'll go with that. Danielle, no.
From the harbour to the hotels, this is the glitziest place you'll ever.
The handling is not the same.
But don't let the sunny skies and glamorous celebrities fool you. There's plenty of asphalt on these tracks, so the speeds are going to be among the fastest you've ever encountered.
So this is basically like a race around Monaco, and you'll recognise bits of it from the F1 circuit, but it's not, you know, it's inspired by it and it's similar, but it's not the actual thing. You'll see what I mean. 7 laps, so it is a race. This is not the one. This is not the head-to-head I was talking about, though. When I've been talking about this event I'm excited for, this is not the one I mean. But 7 laps around here is going to be fun. So we're essentially going backwards into a kind of facsimile of the normal last corner. Then you've got the swimming pool section. Oh, sure. That was totally fair of me. Alright, lap 2 already. Back onto pit straight. So this is obviously just a mini little circuit, but I love this. It's like almost like an oval. But Mohammed Ben Sulayem out in front again in the Impreza. FIA president. Oh, he's losing control. He's losing it. Oh, Sulayem. The man who once crashed a Renault Formula 1 car. Nice, got our drift objective. Fun little track though, just a couple of hairpins. That's rubbish. I'm in neutral. Why am I in neutral? Right, come on, go for fastest lap now. Bit of a gap. Nailed it. That's what we want. Give me world record. There it is. That's better. Felt like the line was faster through there. Just going for fast laps now. Oh. Get close to those barriers. $25.9, I think. So satisfying, that corner. Really satisfying. But it's so weird seeing like Monaco, but not quite right. But obviously still real Monaco. It's weird, isn't it? Oh, 25.8. We're still getting faster. That's not going to be it, though. We've absolutely blitzed the field, though. Shows you how much more difficult rallying is as a discipline in this game. That previous lap where I got the world record. That was ultimate. As, perfect lap. I don't know what I'd do to improve that for me. Anyway, we'll take it. On to the next.
Your fans will go nuts when they see that. Let's post it on YouTube.
That was a wild race. You know what they say?
Nope, not listening to you. Still annoyed. Still level 11. It's getting harder to level up now as well.
Congratulations. You've been invited to compete at the Oakley Pro Invitational.
This is big. The Invitational is super competitive, but do well here and the next stop is the Summer X Games.
Okay, Summer X Games is the final of Season 2. Now guys, I am going to have to go in about half an hour because I am driving to Wales to do the Anglesey event in the British Sprint Championship this weekend. So I will probably not get through the whole of Season 2 today. We're doing more events than we did in Season 1. They take a little bit longer. That's good. That's natural in the game. But I'm just informing you now. We're probably not going to finish Season 2. But I will keep going until half past, and we'll get on as far as we can. And I will return to this in a future week. We'll try and keep the momentum going with it. So we've got these two events. The Monaco head-to-head, that's the one I'm excited for. Let's do the Alpine... In fact, no. Let's just do the head-to-head, because we can come back and do the Monaco Rally if we need points later. Let's do this head-to-head at Monaco. This is the one I was excited for. The Marina face-off. We're going to do it in an open car, probably. What have we got? Koni and Impreza. Texaco Fiesta. Hey, Park. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Rallying's been a struggle. Everything else has been good. Let's do it in the Koni and Impreza. I'm still not convinced this is the event I was meaning, because I think it was in a Works rally car.
Competition that brings out the best in you. Good luck out there.
But this is the track that I was talking about, for sure. Maybe the event I'm thinking of was just like a single player thing. I don't know. Right. 140 to beat. It's a head-to-head, though, of course. So really, we just have to beat our rival. Mohammed Ben Sulayem. Of course it is.
60.
Our series rival. Oh, I should pay attention, shouldn't I?
Right 4, left 5, 40, hairpin right, tightens.
So this is the other bit that's like, it's Monaco, but not quite as you know it.
Right 5, left 5, narrows, 60. Left 5 into right 5. Over bridge.
Swimming
jump.
pool.
Right 5 into left 4, tightens to 3. Right 6 under bridge into right 3 long.
It really feels like a super special around the Grand Prix though, doesn't it? Around the actual city. I think it's wicked. Awesome, awesome head-to-head circuit. It's showing us as P1, so I think this is the shorter route coming up now.
And right. 60. Left 5 into right 6 into left 3 tightens. Into hairpin right. Left 3 plus.
That was shocking, sorry guys. Really wanted to nail this, make it as neat as possible, but
Left 4 long, tightens late.
it's showing us as P2.
Care over bridge. Right 2 into
Come on. Gonna have to push.
5. Right 4.
No, he's gonna beat us. No, Mohammed. No, he smashed us.
Keep left. 80 to finish.
Oh, how are we so far behind? Eliminated in round 1. Alright, well, you know what? We can come back and try and beat that later. We can come back. Did I ever play Rally Masters? No, I don't think I did, Porkhammer. No, I have no recollection of it. Love that Monte Carlo head-to-head, though. Absolutely awesome. And we can always come back and improve our score and get better than 0 points. That's fine. But we have unlocked the Oakley Pro Invitational, starting off with the Savannah Raid Trophy, a Kenyan rally. And then we're back to Monaco straight away for some rallycross, some Gymkhana, a Winter Forest Classic rally, some more cool stuff. So plenty of interesting events to do. Mwanda, Wundanyi, Climb, and Crocodile Point. 3 stages, and it's Rally Raid. So this is, again, like upping the difficulty a little bit, or upping the challenge, let's say. Bowler Nemesis, Hummer H3, you've got a Touareg, a Lancer. Okay. First time we're doing the Rally Raid cars. I would like to drive. I'm going to pick, first pick is like what I want to drive, regardless of anything else. And I'm going to go for the Kicker Racing Bowler Nemesis, because it's cool. Simple as. Avengers, John, for the bad motor regs of F1 2026. Do you mean as in the regulations of the sport?
It's ready to go when you are.
I love the Bowler. Bowler Wildcat, Bowler Nemesis, cool cars. Does this game have any wildlife? I guess we're going to find out. Philo, what do you mean about the real layout of Circuit de la Sarthe? Do you mean as in how does it differ from the grid one? It's basically a slightly bigger version of the grid one. I'm not sure what you mean by the question, though, but feel free to clarify, and I will help, because I'm obsessed with Le Mans and Circuit de la Sarthe. Yeah, so it's the same corner layouts, it's just a slightly bigger track. So on grid, in a GT car, you do a lap in like 3 minutes 20, even in GT2. In real life, that would be a 4 minutes lap for GT3, so it's just a speed thing, and, you know, it's a condensed version. The last chicane in grid is like flat out. You know, you fire the car through, you do a tiny lift, and you go through this kind of flat chicane. In real life, that's like 2 slow chicanes. So it's just a slightly weird version of it. It's a lot narrower in real life, I guess, as well. And I guess the straights are longer as well. The Mulsanne straights are longer in real life.
Into left 6. 60. Keep left over crest. Right 6 into left.
Sounds good.
Tightens.
Oh yeah, listen to that from the rear. It's
Right 4.
excellent.
Left 6.
What a beautiful car. Love the... Well, beautiful's the wrong word, but do love a bowler.
Grid. Into left 4.
Big V8s.
Left 6. 60. Hairpin right.
Let's try not and total our car in a rock or a ditch like we did last time.
40.
Twice.
Jump flat into left 3 long. 40.
We'll not know our speed until the end, but I'm going to guess I'm going to be 7th, based on my experience of rallying today.
60. Right 6 into right 3. 40. Left 3. Keep right on exit. 40 through narrow gate to finish.
134.7, it's going to be 7th. Oh! Where did that come from? I've been struggling all day with rally events. Where are we getting a P1 from? It's Pork Hammer. Pork Hammer, you have brought the fortune. You've brought the best out of me here. Excellent stuff. 34-7. We take the stage win on stage 1. Now we've got to hold it, of course, for 3 stages. But I mean, that's a big change from P6. So there you go. How many people drivers are usually allowed on the grid in Circuit del Sarthe? Well, so there are a number of cars on the grid, usually in the mid-50s, somewhere around that, I believe. There are, per car, depending on the class, you should have 3 to 4 drivers. But nowadays it's 3 drivers, generally speaking. In the past it's been 2 or 4 or, you know, just been a variation there. But, Philo, if you're interested in watching a long documentary that I have made, and I say I have made, I wrote and presented, but my colleague Osley wonderfully edited, then go and watch our History of Le Mans video on YouTube. It's over an hour long, so but which sounds like a long video, but it's shorter than these streams. So if you want to learn about Le Mans and the history of the circuit, which I think if you're enjoying it on grid, you will, search on the Traction channel for, like, I think it's called like the History of Le Mans or the Full History of Le Mans. We did it in 4 parts, but we also did a version that combines all 4 parts together, which is easier to follow. So it's up to you. You can either watch the 4 parts individually or the full one. But there you go. I recommend it. Someone can maybe tell you what. I'll maybe pop the link in the chat. Give me a second, guys. We have a potential new Le Mans fan in the chat, and we need to take advantage of this fact by sharing the wonders of Le Mans. You're probably going to tell me stop. You've already done this. You know, I'm talking nonsense. You don't care about Le Mans. But we're committed now. Or the chat bot's going to ban me. Traction is going to get banned by the Traction channel for posting links in the chat. Don't post links in the chat, folks. Alright. I'm just getting you a link. It's called The Entire History of Le Mans. It's basically it's a YouTube movie. There you go. And it's also, you'll notice I miraculously change how I look through this 1 hour thing, because obviously in the time it took to film our 4 parts and to produce our 4 parts and write them all and actually get on them, because we were doing other things at the same time, of course. We were doing all of our normal content. I basically grow older as the series goes on, and our production changes as well. Our production style, our walls, our lights, our cameras, everything changes as the parts go on. So it maybe starts off looking like one thing and then it ends something else. But anyway, there you go. All right. No, I've not. I swear I'm not rickrolling you. I permit you to unsubscribe if you rickroll. Yes, Luca. The Traction guys, I don't know if all of the Traction guys have been to Le Mans, but I have been to Le Mans once on work duty, which was excellent and a huge amount of fun. And that was the centenary event, so 100 years of Le Mans. That was my first Le Mans, and which is when we made the History of Le Mans. I think the centenary was the next event after that video was finished being produced. So it was really cool to make the video and then go there in person. And then I went again this year. So I went, or last year, sorry. So I went to the 2025 race where Robert Kubica won, and it was magical. Absolutely magical. Went with my dad. We stayed in our motorhome, drove it to the south of France. Well, not the south of France. Where is it? Central France, wherever it is. And then stayed at the Porsche Curves, and went up to the paddock during the days, wandered around, went into town, had some food in Le Mans, came back to the circuit, you know, and then basically we're at the Porsche Curves for the whole race, and it was just wicked. Absolutely awesome. So there you go. All right. There you go, Philo. Some light afternoon viewing for you. An hour and 20 minutes of Le Mans history, but guarantee you will learn something from it. Yes. I was a Kubica fan back in BMW Sauber days. And so obviously I've been a Kubica fan forever because of that. But I was a fan of his before his accident, and I was a BMW Sauber fan as well. Kubica and BMW Sauber was like, for me, it was like Frentzen for Jordan in '99. It was like the underdog that had a chance of winning. It was epic.
40. Keep right over jump.
I say Kubica. Kubica. I don't know how you pronounce it correctly. I used to call him Kubica, but I think it's Kubica. Kubica.
Right 6 into gear. Right 3.
Robert will go with. Anyway, I need to concentrate because I'm winning this rally, guys. I'm actually winning a rally, and that doesn't mean I've won it, because usually I'm also 5th in the second stage today.
keep in.
Beautiful sunset here in
Keep it
Kenya.
right long, tightens. Left 3, keep in.
P2 in the first split, that's fine.
Left 6, keep in.
I can cope with P2.
Left 6 over crest. Gear left 3 into left 3 plus, keep in. Into open hairpin right, up. 60. Right 6 into gear left 3 onto dirt. Right 4, keep right.
Last sector.
60. Left 4, keep in, tightens to 3. Right 5, very long. Left 6 long,
Just going to cut the course a little bit here, shorten it.
40. To finish.
Okay, it's going to be a win on the stage, I think. Yes, 2 stage wins, guys. We're here. That is a great question, Vice. It was a passion project. What also helped us produce that video, that what you're going to call it, documentary series videos, I don't know. What helped was obviously our passion for it, and it was talking about the Le Mans through video games. It wasn't originally meant to be a 4-part series, by the way. It took on arms and legs because we were really enjoying making it, and actually we realized that we couldn't fit everything into one video, so we thought we'll do 2 parts. And then we did the second part and we went, hang on, the Group C part is like one on its own, so we'll do 3 parts, and it just grew from there into a kind of bigger epic thing. It wasn't originally going to be that. But what I was going to say was, we, as Traxion was the official broadcast partner of the Le Mans Virtual Series, which obviously had all these official tie-ins with WEC and Le Mans and Motorsport TV, we actually therefore had the ability we had the rights to use some old Le Mans footage, some archive footage. And it's really hard to make a history video about a motorsport discipline. Obviously for us, we're a gaming channel, racing game channel, so there needs to be a racing game basis to it, or else it wouldn't make sense for us on Traxion to start making videos that had nothing to do with gaming. But obviously it's good to tie gaming in with racing passion. Anyway, we had the rights to use some of this old Le Mans footage because we were the official partner of Le Mans Virtual, which isn't the reason we did the video in the first place, honestly. It wasn't like, we're doing Le Mans Virtual, so let's just make stuff about Le Mans. It was genuinely, we love Le Mans. We've got this opportunity. We've got the footage. We can talk about it through video games. And basically the idea originally was, let's just do a video saying, what's the history of Le Mans in video games? And it turned into the entire history of Le Mans. So there you go. I didn't even answer your question. There is a chance we could do more history videos. We actually kind of do similar style of things now with in smaller ways. So obviously that, as you can imagine, doing an hour and 20-minute documentary style video takes a lot of time to write and a lot of time to film and a lot of time to edit. It's very time consuming. So it's not sensible. But we did, like, I've done a video on the history of the Porsche Cup because the Porsche Cup cars came to Race Room. We've obviously done DTM history on the channel. So like we talked about DTM 2002 when that content came to Race Room. We've talked about Super Tourers. We've done a sort of history of Super Tourers through Race Room. And we've done the Class 1 DTM 90s cars as well, thanks to Race Room. We've done the 2005 Endurance Racing DLC on AMS2, which is the history of the kind of 90s and 2000s GT and endurance racing. And we've also done stuff like the history of Adelaide, when Adelaide came to iRacing. And we've done have we done other circuits? I talked a little bit about Adria when it came to Race Room recently. But I guess those videos are like the new version of that, where we find an excuse to talk about some history lessons with new updates that are coming out. Also, we were going to do one for Monte Carlo and Assetto Corsa Rally, but unfortunately it dropped when I was on holiday, so we couldn't do it. But there's been a few of those types of things. Yeah, thank you, Luca. Yeah, we love doing them, honestly. We absolutely love doing them. So Dirt Rally and Codemasters were similar sort of thing. There was also we did one of my proudest videos personally was we did 7 race cars that never raced, but you can race in sim racing. Terrible title for a video, and therefore it's not a very popular video. But it was basically 7 cars that maybe only one existed, or racing cars that were built but never actually competed. But these racing cars are available in different racing games. So I just decided to pick 7 of them and write about them and then do a video on them. And That was one of my favorite videos ever. So these are like, we basically found new formats and ways of doing history videos that aren't full hour, 20-minute Le Mans documentaries. So that's a very long answer, but yes. Aki Kimur, sorry if I've failed the pronunciation. Yes, is the answer. I'm on 6 out of 6 difficulty, full damage, no assists. So we're playing this the hardest way we can play it, which is causing me some pain at times, but it's also causing me a lot of pleasure. History of Sab. We could do a Sab video. If there's more Sabs in sim racing, we could do a Sab video. For sure. But no, I personally, because I'm mad about motorsport and racing and I love the history stuff, I love doing history videos. So like we did the history of Project Cars recently. That was fun. So it was obviously game focused rather than motorsport focused, but that was really fun to make. And my colleague, like back in the day when Rich Hudson was with us on Traction, which was brilliant, and he's gone on to do amazing things. He did like history of Forza, history of Gran Turismo franchise as well, and Need for Speed as well. So we've got a few old history videos too from Rich. So yeah. I just need to finish like top 3 on this stage, and then I should win the rally.
60, jump flat.
My first rally win of the day, please.
Care, bump over track. 60. Left 6 tightens to 4 late into.
Honestly, bit of a scrappy start to this stage.
Into left 6. 60.
We're about a second and a half off the pace, 2 seconds off the pace, so got to kind of concentrate here not to lose our slight, I think it's 2 to 3 second lead.
Right 4.
That's not going to help.
Left 6.
I'm going to use a flashback. I'm going to use one flashback because that was a silly mistake, and flashbacks are there to be used. I want to get this win. I'm determined. Oh, that was the finish. Wow. Probably a good thing I used it. We came 7th on that stage, 2 seconds off the stage win. But did we win the rally? That's the question.
Keep racing like that, and you'll definitely be getting an invite to the Summer X Games.
Hey,
We lost it.
how about we let our driver focus on winning this championship first?
Okay, I'm very excited. Bapa Booey, great name. I'm very excited to try that. So that's the Michigan Rally event. I don't know when we're going to get to it, but for sure I will bear that in mind. Yeah, Aki, I feel the same. But actually, do you know, 6 is painful but fun, but I am finding it like achievable. I don't think I could win every event on 6 unless I perfect car setups for every single challenge. But I can definitely progress at a nice pace where I have to earn every win, which is important. I can lose when I'm not perfect. And also, it just means that the progression's a little bit more. There's a bit more jeopardy, which for me is really important for a good career mode. So I'm finding it perfect right now on difficulty 6, to be honest. Let's do another Monaco Rallycross. 8 laps of Casino Square, and then 8 laps again of Quai Antoine. Quai Antoine, but Quai is spelt like with an I. Very strange. Let's go for the Focus ST, and then we'll go the Metro next time, maybe. I deserved to lose that stage. It was a really bad... I said it was a bad final stage, and I even used a flashback to save my worst mistake, so honestly, I deserve P2.
If the car didn't feel right, why don't you try adjusting the diff to suit the track?
What is he talking about? He says I got left behind last time. Was this not... Oh, he's probably talking about the head-to-head. I was going to say, last time I did Rallycross at Monaco, Engineer, I think you'll find we broke the world record numerous times and won by a mile. He's very sassy with me. But what we'll do anyway is we're going to shorten the ratio. We're going to go high downforce. Nah, medium downforce is fine. Let's go really stiff suspension. Let's just make it really low. Let's make our car proper, like, tarmac spec. We want a strong differential. Rearward brake bias. Let's go all the way rear. Let's just go absolutely mental. We'll make this car like a proper circuit racer. Yeah, always disappointed, yeah. Right, let's try it. So the car should be absolutely... Yeah, look. Slammed. Might be terrible. Or might be amazing. Sorry, we'll go chase cam for these Rallycross things for the start, just so you can see more. This is a much better challenge than the last rallycross at Monte Carlo. Don't know if the setup's helped, but I mean, it makes the car a bit wild, which is kind of fun. There's a metro. Oh, it sounds so good. Can't wait to drive that later. This is a good difficulty level. This is perfect. P4, fighting to pick up a position each lap. Have to drive really well to try and have a chance. And mistakes are punished, but if I get a win from this, I'll have earned it, you know? Oh, hurry up. We're gonna sneak down the inside here. Goes for the switchback. No, we're good. Right, I just gotta try and pick off one car every 2 laps, and we're good. One position, 2 laps, don't make mistakes. And don't lose position. Oh! Mistake from the other Focus. Gifted that one, right. 1 place to go and 4 laps to do it. Let's do a reverse entry for a laugh, shall we? You didn't see anything. That was possibly the most embarrassing attempt of anything I've ever done on the Traction channel. So we're going to move on as quickly as humanly possible and pretend that didn't happen. Rate my reverse entry out of 10, though. that was the perfect, like... I mean, that's a little bit more what I wanted to do, but it didn't change down the gears, and then it didn't change up the gears either. Have you ever seen a bigger moment of cockiness and overconfidence absolutely put to the sword? Oh yes, I'll do a reverse entry now that we're suddenly got a chance of winning. Oh. Sorry, Graham. I'm taking this corner. Ugh. Oh, Subaru's had a crash. I mean, we're getting closer to what we were wanting. I mean, I'm binning the car in the process. I'm trying to do like a Kevin or a Timmy Hansen or whoever it was. Whichever Hansen brother it was. Right, let's do it seriously this time, right? No messing around. Look how much faster that is now, by actually not being an absolute idiot. The setup is terrible, by the way. I think that was whatever I've done to the car, I've killed it. I don't deserve to take a flashback. I was trying to do something fun. We'll just have to put the blocker on here. We're still, you know what? Oh! Alright. I guess that's scripting to the... That's scripting at its best right there. Throw away the lead of the racer. We'll just give it back to you by sending P1 into a barrel roll for no reason on a straight, sir. Thank you, Codemasters. Excellent. The most ridiculous and definitely the most embarrassing race of my Dirt 3 career. 10 points. We've got one more race though, guys, and then I'm going to have to wrap things up for today. For the reasons I've talked about earlier. We're going to Anglesey, we're going to go racing, jumping in a single-seater. Of course, you can see the videos of that, the onboards, assuming the GoPro works this time, on the John Munro Racing YouTube channel. This is probably the first time I've plugged the John Munro Racing YouTube channel on the Traction YouTube channel. But that's just my real racing GoPro footage, basically. So you'll see how that goes, and I'll keep you updated. And then we'll catch up, of course, next week. Oh, Brilliant. Thank you, Bapabooey. Yes. Thank you for wiping everyone's memory for me. Let's finish off then with an 8-lap nighttime race. I'm going to fix the... Well, let's go. Let's see what the presets are. Store. Ah, okay, so you can save a setup. So if I just go a little bit less crazy, we're going to keep the gear ratio normal. Let's go low downforce because it's big straights and 2 hairpins. We'll keep the suspension medium. Do you know what? No, we'll just leave it like this. We'll strengthen the diff, that's all. Brake bias 1 to the rear. And then can we save this? So let's go store. Yeah. Okay. Done. I can't believe I won that race, guys. Yeah, poor Thierry Neuville. Also, I'm just going to say it was his fault. He made a mistake on the last stage. I feel hugely sorry for him, and it was, anyone can make a mistake like that, and it's so easily done, and, I don't blame him, but it was his fault. At least it wasn't like a, if it's a mechanical failure, it's like almost worse, because there's nothing the driver could have done about it. Especially for the guys who did take the win, It would have felt worse for Taka, and it would have felt worse for, I guess, the others like Padden and Sammy if Thierry had a breakdown, but because Thierry actually crashed, they shouldn't feel bad about winning, right? They shouldn't feel bad about gaining from it. But I understand it fully. Like, the human reaction is you're gutted for Thierry, and obviously Hyundai needed a win, right? But then the only reason Thierry got the lead in the first place was because Peari and Taka both had punctures on the same stage. Every car, in fact, every single Rally 1 car that was in contention had a puncture on the same stage except Neuville. So that's how the rally was initially decided on stage 12, which was just wild. That was sad to see. But obviously, yes, I was also sad to see Thierry mess up on the last lap, Messing up's harsh. Make a mistake. Right, sorry, Graham. You turned in on me there. I was already committed to the slide. We'll give Esteban the hurry up. Oh, no. Okay, we're just going to take the inside. Oh, yes. Held the drift all the way through. I want to try a 360 entry, but I don't know if that's going to be a good idea or not. Oh, no, that did not work. Or maybe I should just stop trying things. No, in fact, we don't need a flashback. Let's just try and race through. It'd be more fun. This race, it's a bit easier, this circuit, for whatever reason. The AI are just not as fast. So I don't mind the challenge of trying to get back from 6th. I was going to do a flashback because I was being stupid. I was trying to do I was trying to spin the car. Excuse me. If I just start trying to drive well, it's going to be much better for everyone, let's be real. 3 laps to go. That was much smoother actually through there. That's probably the quickest line. Going to go outside again, which becomes the inside. Nope. Stick down the inside there then. Any Codemasters, a little bit of messing with the script? Any rollovers today? Maybe we'll wait till the last lap and see if we can get them to roll over again. I really don't mind that in these kind of racing games. I do not want my rivals in like a modern sim doing that to that extent where they're leading on the last lap and they crash on a straight, right? But for these types of fun, accessible racing games, give me that sort of scripting where an AI car has a flip for no reason anytime. Like, what is the downside? It's just fun. And it is, to a degree, it is like more authentic. Obviously, the nature of the actual incident's not very authentic, but what is authentic is another driver, an AI car, making a mistake from the lead. And we saw it in the grid games, and we saw it with Mohammed Ben Sulayem at this corner earlier. And there's something I love about seeing AI cars actually make genuine, mistakes, and then it gives you positions, because that is more authentic than them all being perfect all the time, Anyway. An embarrassing championship win.
It sure looks like it. Keep it up.
Okay. So we take the 2 wins somehow. Alright, let's see where we're at then in terms of the stuff, the events we've got. So we're going to get driver rep 12. We're going to get some sponsors from this, hopefully. So what are the sponsors going to be? Hella Racing, very nice. Not the nicest liveries, I'll be honest, but good brand. And 40 points, 50 points.
Your driving is so impressive that you're wanted in another challenge. This would be great PR. You feeling up to it?
Okay, speedrun at DC Compound. Aspen Land Rush to come. Shibuya Rallycross, we've got 30 points to unlock that event. The Norwegian Rally. The Monaco Gymkhana is next on the agenda, so that'll be the first thing we do next time. 85 points more to unlock the final tier. But guys, as I mentioned before, sadly, I'm going to have to call it a day there. So we're going to head off to Wales. In the meantime, while I'm missing all my sim racing exploits this weekend, I hope you all have a lovely weekend. Let us know what you're going to be playing, if you're going to be sim racing. Obviously, we'll catch up again, most of you, next week on some of the streams or the videos. As always, massively appreciate the support. For anyone who's new to this channel, do subscribe so that you don't miss the next Dirt 3 stream, because I will be continuing this career mode series. You can check out the link to part 1 in the description below. This is part 2, but I do want to get through this game and continue to make progress, so this will be continued at some point. No guarantees as to when. We've got lots of Traction live streams next week for esports as well as general stuff, so I don't know. I'm not guaranteeing that I'll be able to play this next week, but at some point in the near future, we will continue this series and we will get through. So, thank you so much for joining. Oh, G Knight or GK Knight, not quite sure. Either way, found the channel yesterday because of the career mode. That's awesome. We're gonna do a story-specific video soon. And I say soon, I don't know how soon. We're going to do a story-specific video at some point, as opposed to just career. But great that you found the channel. Thank you for letting me know that, and welcome to Traction community. Hope you've enjoyed yourself, and really appreciate the comment. So yeah, thank you guys. Thanks Vice. I hope we get some good weather too on the coast of Wales, the coast of Anglesey. Hopefully we don't get blown away. It's going to be good fun, and I'm very, very excited. So. We'll also see you on the podcast. If any of you are regular listeners or viewers of the Traction Control podcast, there will be a new episode, of course, coming out next Wednesday morning, which we film on the Monday. So I'll be giving you some updates there. We'll have our normal Traction video coverage next week, and of course, plenty of live streams. So keep in touch. Enjoy your weekends. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Is my button going to work this time?